weren't super small, and it's just like, yeah, it wasn't on my radar. But then I was like, oh well, maybe this is something I should explore.
Okay, so the boobs are doing good.
Boobs are doing good. I had another follow-up today, which doesn't get less awkward. But, like,
yeah,
you know, your doctor just, like, poking your nipples like, you haven't lost sensitivity, right? I'm like, nope, good. All good.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to record next week, and hopefully we will get Teresa back on, and then I'm going to get all the fashion and the waxing and the boob updates from my millennials.
All right, that sounds good. I gotta go to IKEA now.
All right.
Have fun.
Bye.
Thanks for the
Bye.
update. All right, Jen.
Can I just interrupt the craziest story 1 second?
Uh-huh.
So I'm changing my phone plan. So I just ordered a SIM on Amazon like 20 minutes ago. When I walked in the door, it was $10 for the new phone plan. I just went to check that order. They're already down to $5 on Amazon. Isn't that weird? Like literally 20 minutes between the two orders. What? So I just reordered it. And now I got to try and cancel the first order.
Oh, yeah. We got to do a quick update before this is over about this Prime Days. When is that?
16th, 17th.
Okay. And I noticed somebody was saying don't order because it's going to screw up the U.S. mail voting.
I said, oh, you can't see it on my phone. It was just $8.75. It's now $1.
Well, I don't know. I would complain. I wouldn't let that happen.
I don't know. I just canceled it and I ordered the $5 one.
All right. Well, I need to find out about Amazon Prime Day because I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the 16th, 17th of October.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling us not to shop, right?
But you know I know, but they're saying not to shop because it's going to affect the, shipping with the mail and voting. But Amazon has their own trucks. They don't use the United States mail.
No, it always comes UPS.
Or for me, it's Amazon, but you're out there in the boonies, so you don't have
Mine comes by Amazon.
I got to have UPS.
But you don't get Amazon delivery, right?
No, they
don't have the warehouses there yet.
It goes to the warehouse that's in either Wichita or Kansas City, and then comes out in the sticks.
Are you in the sticks though, Sam?
Oh yeah.
I can't believe you got COVID.
Yeah. Oh God, there's so many cases right now. Yeah, it's really? Spreading like wildfire because I live where everybody's like Trumpville and doesn't think it's real. So,
do you think things will shut down again?
No. I think they'll let us all die first.
Sam, I think you look fabulous for having COVID.
Hey, thank you. You can't see how awful my eyes look. I'm staying back.
Did you lose any weight?
Yeah, I lost 4 pounds.
4 pounds.
My husband lost 10, the jerk.
He lost 10?
10.
Wow.
And how about the kids? How bad were they? Was it mild?
They did great. It was very mild for them. Ian was like he had a cold, Lil lost taste and smell for a few days like me.
Uh-huh.
I lost taste and smell 3 weeks ago, and I still don't really have it back. It comes and goes.
Yep.
But I
saw that a couple of people said that. Like Eliza Sledginger, who's at stand-up, the only symptom she had was really losing her taste and smell. And I want to think it's been like a couple months and she's still.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That is my worst fear. It can destroy your olfactory sensors. And I was really worried about that because I was void, no sense for about 2 straight weeks. And now it comes and goes. It's really weird. I'll be eating something like last night. I could taste cilantro, but not onion. That doesn't make any sense. You would think that onion has the stronger taste. I could smell it. No, onions were like eating air, but I could taste cilantro. Or I just pick up hints and pieces, and then it'll just be completely gone again. And I'm hoping that remedies because it's really kind of miserable. I did not expect that to be the symptom that has bothered me the most.
Oh, but you know what? When I have a bad cold, it makes me crazy when I can't taste or smell. You know, when you're
just don't want to eat.
Really bad head cold. Oh,
yeah, eating is no fun.
I eat it.
That's how I lost weight. I just didn't want to eat. Everything was bland. It didn't taste like anything.
Yeah, I still shovel that shit, and I got memory.
I ate popcorn one night because it sounded good, not realizing you can't satisfy a craving if you don't taste it.
Right?
Yeah. I wanted popcorn so bad, and I made it, and not being able to taste it didn't satisfy it, even though I like shoved it in my face for like an hour, like crunch, crunch, crunch. And I still, it was so unsatisfying.
Yeah.
It's like sex without climax.
So let's get into, while we're talking about COVID. So Trump okay. At first, everybody was saying Trump doesn't really have COVID. He's making this up. And I'm like, how is that going to benefit his campaign, faking he has COVID?
I think for sympathy, so people will feel bad for him.
Yep.
Or the way he came out and said it was no big deal, whatever. Yeah. It's like a flu. Don't be afraid.
And all those people are going to be like, oh, he was right all along. Like, it really isn't a big deal. Look at, like, the sick old man. He was better. So
conspiracy theoryisms for me would be that reason you guys said. Also, that drug that they gave him that's still experimental, people were like, well, he's probably got major stock in that. So if he came out and acted like it just cured him, I'm like, either way, he's probably got major stock in that. I personally think he had it. I believe he really had COVID.
I do too.
Because
100%.
So many people around him tested positive. And I don't think Chris Christie is like, no one has seen or heard from him since he's been in that hospital. Why can't he get that?
Oh, he's in the hospital?
Oh, yeah. He's been.
For days. For days, and they are not giving updates on him, so it can't be good.
No one's even talking about him now. Today I heard somebody else from the White House, I don't know whose name, but they're severely sick in the hospital too, like bad.
Wow.
But they don't know how bad Chris Christie is because he is not contacting anybody. Right. So I wonder if he's not getting the fancy drug, didn't he bounce back?
Right. I can tell you, they told me straight up, there is nothing we can give you. There's nothing you should take. I did. I took everything under the sun trying to get rid of my congestion. But yeah, straight up, like, Godspeed. Good luck to you. So it's pretty interesting to hear, oh, we got all this shit we can do for COVID. That's been very eye-opening this week.
Right. And a friend of mine's father was in the hospital with COVID, and he got those antibodies, that they were doing, but this was like a while ago. And I was like, he was in a nursing home, and he was 90. And I was like, are they just experimenting with the elderly at this point? Because I was like, they were going through all these these extreme measures to like save him with all these antibodies. And I was like, well, I'd never heard of anybody, but he unfortunately he ended up passing, but they claim he passed from dementia. Like, he left the hospital after like 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Of COVID. So, but I just thought it was weird that they were giving him all those. And I'm thinking,
well, I mean, if you have a patient that's most likely going to die anyway.
I know. I'm wondering. I'm like, I wonder if they're
give him the Hail Mary pass, I guess.
And also, right. And also see if, if it works, but I mean,
but how do you test that on? Well, I guess you can't test on young people, but how do you test that on old people and be like, oh yeah, it worked or it didn't work? Like, maybe they're just old and they just died.
Well, right.
But that sounds harsh, but
I know. But this, I mean, I knew other people that had it, and one of my friends in New York City was hospitalized. She didn't get any antibodies, but she was, she's someone I do comedy with, and she's only 33.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I thought, in my mind, I'm like, oh, they're experimenting. But
yeah, and you need human trials.
Going through these extreme measures to save, he had extreme dementia. He hadn't known who his family was in several years. I mean,
that's shady.
But yeah. So, okay, so Trump claims he has it. Now he claims he doesn't. And
did you hear the debate
last night?
No. The debate on Tuesday. because they want to do like a Zoom debate, and he's like, no, I'm not doing it then. If it's not in person, I'm not doing the debate.
Because he said that they'll be able to turn off his mic and stop him from interrupting.
Well, yeah, 2 minutes, you should be cut off. That's the way it should be for everybody.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome to watch a virtual debate where he gets cut off.
Right. Now, also, I mean, you know, Chris Christie was his debate coach, okay?
Right.
And Trump just probably killed him with the COVID. But anyway, they had coached Trump to interrupt. That was
really?
You know, they they were talking about it on Fox News. They were interviewing, you know, people that coached him. They wanted him to interrupt Biden as much as he can because they knew by frustrating Joe Biden, his stutter would come out and in turn make him look not like he was very intelligent. And they were clearly right, because when he went for Joe's sons, Joe started to stutter, you know, a little bit. But for God's sakes, one of his sons is dead. I was I'm mortified.
Yeah.
I just have no words. Now, that debate to me was ridiculous. Fox News, I had them on. They're saying that, you know, Biden, didn't do good, and Trump and I'm like, I mean, Trump looked like a complete idiot with that. It was terrible.
100%. And I knew that was going to go that way. I almost wished we didn't even bother to debate.
Right.
And I said that for weeks before, like, why bother? You cannot debate someone. Trump can't debate. Whether you love or hate the man, he's not a very intelligent man. He's not spoken. He can't put his thoughts into words well. He's just, he does not know how to debate. And as someone who was a debater back in the day, it's brutally painful for me to watch someone who can't debate do it. And so that's why I could only watch snippets, because I mean my blood would just boil.
Right.
But you can't debate someone that has no qualms about making up facts as he goes, who can't stick to a narrative, he can't stick to a thought, he can't stick to facts. And I think it's truly, not only is he's a jerk, but he's not equipped. He does not have the skills. The only thing he knows how to do is be a bore, and that's exactly why he was coached that way. They know he can't get a cohesive point out. The best he could do, he was not going to look good in that debate, and Chris Christie knew that. The only thing they could do is try to make Biden look bad.
Right. They needed to get Biden.
I don't even think they succeeded as well as they think. The few times Biden got some shots in, he handled it pretty well.
Right. And they were, they loved the fact that Biden called him a clown. They loved the fact that Biden said, "Will you shut up, man?" And I mean, they frustrated him, and that was what they wanted to do. They wanted to frustrate Joe Biden and make him come undone, that he is not, the calm, cool, collective Joe Biden. And even people were on Fox were even saying, like, he stayed pretty calm considering. But it's just amazing to me, like, Trump gets a pass for acting like that.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Like, if Biden had acted like that, people would be flipping out.
Yeah.
It just amazes me watching it, like, the shit he gets away with, and people are just like, oh yeah, it's Trump. Like,
it's like when you have a kid in class that has some problems, right?
Oh God, that is
mental problems. They've got some stuff. And that kid gets away with being an asshole a lot more than a regular kid does. And that's literally how we're handling the president of the United States.
That is such a good comparison. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's horrible. So that went down, and I mean, my thought, I knew it was going to be a shit show, but after it happened, I was like, they should not debate again. Like, if people haven't made up their mind right now, something is wrong with you.
Totally. I do not understand how I saw there was 4% undecided in a poll I just looked at yesterday. And I'm like, who are you? You're either trolling the pollsters, or you have lived under a rock, or you don't understand the question. Because how can you be undecided at this point?
Right. Well, unless you're one of my dumb daughters.
You're either racist and you're okay with Trump, or you're going the other way. Like,
right.
Not in between there.
you know, and I have to say, the whole, like, if you vote for Trump, you're automatically a racist. I think there's probably a lot of racists voting for Biden in general. I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Sure.